Hello, curious minds. I'm Professor Sagewell, and today we're exploring a powerful day in American history, one that's celebrated every June 19th to remember a promise of freedom that took far too long to keep. It's called Juneteenth, a word that blends June and 19th. But what exactly happened on that date? And why is it still so important today? Let's go back in time, to the middle of the 1800s. Slavery was still legal in many parts of the United States, especially in the South. Millions of people were forced to work without pay or freedom. In 1863, President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This document said that enslaved people in the rebellious southern states were free. But here's the problem. Many of those places ignored it. It took the Union Army actually marching into those states to let people know they had been freed. And in Texas, that news came much later. On June 19, 1865, Union General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas. He read an order out loud. All enslaved people in Texas were free. That was more than 2 years after Lincoln had signed the proclamation. For many African Americans, that was the day freedom finally reached them. And that's why June 19th, or Juneteenth, became such a powerful symbol. It's not just about freedom, it's about delayed justice and the strength of people who kept hope alive. After that day in Texas, Juneteenth became a celebration for many African American communities. People gathered for music, food, prayer, and speeches, not just to remember the past, but to honor their culture and history. Even during times of unfair laws and segregation, Juneteenth stayed alive. In churches, backyards, and city parks, it was a day to reflect on freedom and to keep working for equality. But for a long time, many people across the country didn't learn about Juneteenth at all. It wasn't in most textbooks, and it wasn't a national holiday. That started to change in recent years, and especially after more people began speaking out about racism and injustice in America. There was a growing call to recognize Juneteenth as more than just a local celebration. In 2021, something big happened. President Joe Biden signed a law making Juneteenth a federal holiday. That means schools and government buildings can officially close to honor the day. Now, Juneteenth is celebrated across the United States, with parades, concerts, art shows, and more. But the heart of it all is still the same: remembering the long road to freedom. So, what is Juneteenth really about? It marks the day when freedom finally reached the last group of enslaved people in Texas, on June 19, 1865. It reminds us that justice delayed is not justice denied. It's a day to celebrate freedom, honor African American history, and keep working toward a future where everyone is treated fairly. It's not just a day off. It's a day to learn, reflect, and grow. All right, young scholars, let's see what you remember with a quick review. Juneteenth marks the day the last enslaved people in Texas learned they were free. It started in 1865 and became a symbol of black freedom, remembrance, and resilience. Today, it's celebrated across the country with joy and reflection. Quiz time. Question 1. What 2 words are combined to make the word Juneteenth? Answer: June and 19th. Question 2. What year did Juneteenth begin? The correct answer is 1865. Question 3. Who was the US president who made Juneteenth a federal holiday? Answer: Joe Biden. And now, here's a question for you to think about and answer in the comments. Why is it important to keep learning about events like Juneteenth, even if they happened over 150 years ago? Thanks for joining me, Professor Sagewell, on today's journey through history. If you learned something new, give this video a like and hit subscribe so you never miss a moment of learning. You can even share this episode with a friend or your classroom and help others discover the story behind Juneteenth. Come back next time for another episode of The Curious Professors. Until then, stay thoughtful and stay curious